Hey guys, this is Kyla at the MJC, and today we're going to be going through the optional forms, so you don't have to fill these out if you don't want to, that you can use in the first part of a divorce when you're filing separately without minor children, if you want to request a temporary order hearing. And those are the order to show cause without minor children, and a little bit later in the video, the affidavit to show cause to go with that temporary order. So, before I get started, as always, just a reminder that nothing in this video is intended to be legal advice. It's a video, so I'm not able to analyze your specific situation to determine if this is the right form for you, if you're going forward in the way that sort of best serves your interest, and things like that. So if you do have questions, it's a really great idea to get legal advice. You can get brief legal advice for free here in Milwaukee County through the Marquette Volunteer Legal Clinics. If you're not located in Milwaukee, you can contact the clerk of court in your area to find out what resources are available where you live. All right, so let's get started on these forms. There are two forms involved in requesting a temporary order hearing, and those are FA 4129VA and VB. I'm actually starting with the VB because, at least here at the Justice Center, when we turn them in as one document, so together, so that's why I'm showing them to you together, and we put the VB on top and the VA underneath. So I'm just going to go ahead and at this very top blank, we're going to put in the county where you will be filing your divorce. Or if you're filling these in after you've already filed the other part one paperwork, the summons and petition and things, the county where you already filed your divorce. Here, you're going to go ahead and put your name if you're starting a divorce brand new. If the paperwork in your case has already been filed, so you or your spouse has already filed the part one paperwork, and now you're subsequently filing this document, so you're filling it out after the summons and petition have already been done, the names will go in whatever order they were listed on the original summons and petition. So if you filed them and you put your name first, you'll go here. If your spouse filed them and their name went first, then you'll put their name first and your name second. And you'll go ahead and put in your address. So we're just entering that here. If you have like an apartment number or something, that can go here. And then you'll put in the city, state, and zip code for your address. And then here you'll indicate whether you're asking for a legal separation or a divorce. I've mentioned most folks that tend to be clicking that divorce box, so I'm going to stick with that. And then we'll go ahead and we'll add the other party. So here, as you have been doing in these captions, I know they're a bit repetitive, you're going to put the name of the person you are divorcing, your soon-to-be ex-spouse, and you're going to put in their address or their last known address. And city, state, zip on that as well. And then if this is a case where someone has already filed the summons and petition, and you are now submitting this document to the court subsequently, you'll go ahead and put that case number. It usually starts with 22, or if you're watching this a bit in the future, it could be 23FA, and then these numbers here. And when it's printed on your document, it may have a 20 in front. It's just the year. So 2022 is the same as 22, just like you can write the date 2022 or just 22, same idea. But for those of you who haven't filed anything yet, who are doing this with your summons and petition and things, that case number will get left blank. Then we'll scroll down. Here is going to be the date that document is filed in your case. So if you know you're going to go file it, like if you're sitting in the law library, you're going to go file it right afterwards, you can go ahead and put today's date. So for me, that is 9/19 of 22. But if you are not sure when you're going to file it, go ahead and leave that blank and write it in by hand once you're ready to go turn everything in, or type it up on the day you're ready to go in. The court will fill in this section, so we can go ahead and skip that section. These are, of course, sections you should read, but there's nothing you need to fill out here. Last but not least, just on this "it is further ordered" section, you're going to indicate the person that you want the court to ask to show up. So basically, this is the other party. So if you are the petitioner, if we are John, we'll check that we want Jane to be ordered to show up, the respondent. But if you're someone who is filing this after your spouse has filed it, so if you got served the paperwork and then you said, gee, I would like a temporary order hearing and my spouse didn't ask for one, So if you're the respondent, you might be asking for the petitioner to show up. So whoever the other party is, who is it we want the court to say has to come to this hearing? And then that's all for this 4129BB, the order to show cause for a temporary order hearing. So now we're going to take a look at the affidavit to show cause for the temporary order hearing. And so you can see the caption, very similar. And this is, as I mentioned, 4129VA. So I did do them, the VB first and then the VA, but either way is okay. You're going to put in the county where you plan to file. And again, you're going to put in everyone's names and addresses. I know this can get a bit repetitive, but we are going to go ahead and list that information again. So John was over on Sample Street, and you'll put the city, state, and zip. And then same thing, the other party in your case. So the spouse that you are divorcing will go down here. And that's that 4321. And I think I mentioned above, but if I didn't, here, if you're not sure of the other party's address, you can put their last known address. So the last place that you could have sent them mail. If you don't know where they are, you may want to get legal advice, especially if you're asking for a temporary order hearing, which comes up a little bit quicker than the regular hearings. Just to talk to them about what is going to be required of you as far as service goes. You'll check divorce or legal separation. And then these first things down here, A through E, the court talks about automatically. So if you're filing this request for a temporary order hearing because you want to ask for maintenance, which is like spousal support, or because you need to figure out who's going to pay the car loan, so paying a debt or a financial obligation, that's all talked about automatically. This F is other specific relief you believe appropriate. So that's saying if what you are asking for doesn't fit into A through E, then include F. But if what you want to talk about is who's going to use the house, maintenance, who's going to pay spousal support, whether, who's going to pay insurance for the kids or for you or for what have you. I guess if you're doing this without minor children, probably not for the kids, but for you, who's going to pay the mortgage or the car loan, that kind of stuff all fits into that. So this F is just if you have something that doesn't fit into that category. Since most people don't, I'll go ahead and skip that one. And then, as always, you're just going to put your name down here in the signature block. Do note that this is a notarized signature, so you won't want to sign it until you're in front of a notary. You can find a notary at most banks, post offices. There's also a notary in room 104 of the Milwaukee County Courthouse. And I believe in most courthouses across the state, you'll be able to find a notary in those buildings. All right, and he is John Smith. And a phone number to round it out here. And 5. So that is all for the request for a temporary order hearing. And then at least here in Milwaukee, when you turn these in, you can actually just have both of those forms. So this one on top and then this one attached as if they were part of the same packet. Well, that is all for now. I hope that this was helpful for you. I'll be back with some more information on filing separately without minor children. But until then, I hope you guys are all able to go out and represent yourselves well.